Hi everyone, I am back with another video for this short week. I hope you are excited that we are only having a 4-day school week this week because of Election Day. And I also hope everyone had a really good Halloween. I know I did. I got to stay in my room and eat candy and watch a zombie movie, which was a lot of fun. And I did a Zoom call with some of my friends. So it was a good holiday. I hope you all also had a good holiday. So today what we're going to be going over is the next element of your annotated bibliography, which is the summary paragraph. So let me hit present. I hope you think my PowerPoint is super cute today. I think it might be like slightly childish, but I really love the animals. There's a dog and a hamster. I like the fish the best. Anyway, I hope you think it's cute. So here's our plan for this week. We're working on summarizing sources, using key details, and then also some of that citation information. We'll talk about that in a second. And then also towards the end of the week, the second half, we're going to be working on formatting our annotated bibliographies. I talked a little bit about that in class at the end of last week, but we're going to go over that again because like I was talking about in class, you have to like double space and there's a hanging indent portion. I just want to make sure that it is formatted the way it is supposed to be. We'll talk about that later. Your to-do list for this week is to do your check-in and independent reading. That's already posted for you on Google Classroom. You're going to be doing the same thing you normally do. You're going to be looking for a source and you're going to practice summarizing it this week. There will be an exit slip for this video. I'm going to talk about it at the end. Make sure you fill that out. We're going to play a Kahoot when we come back together at the end of the week. And it's going to be about the information in this video. It will be graded. It's going to be like 4 or 5 questions, so it's not going to be a whole lot of points. But make sure you watch this video all the way through, even if you have to watch me on double time or whatever, just so that you are getting the information. That way you will be successful in the Kahoot. And then we will be doing breakout room work at the end of the week to do summary paragraphs for those sources that you already found last week. If you have any missing work, make sure you get it in. I just finished grading all of the narratives for all of my classes. So your narrative grade should be up on Google Classroom, if not on Infinite Campus. So make sure that you go check that out. And if you didn't turn that in, or you haven't turned in your test or something, anything you haven't turned in, get it into me and I will get it graded and updated. So summary paragraph is the second piece of your annotated bibliography. The first piece you've already done because you found your source and you cited it, whether the website cited it for you or you cited it, whatever. Your citation is done. That's piece 1. Second piece is a paragraph summary of the source, whether that's an article or a video or a podcast, whatever it is you decided you wanted to cite. So what this is basically just an overview of the key ideas in the source. This is where if you are annotating, it can come in handy to be highlighting those key details, because then when you go to write your summary paragraph, you've already highlighted all the things that you want to write about. Think about what does this article or video or whatever say about your topic. You don't have to say in your summary paragraph, and please don't say in your summary paragraph, this relates to my topic because that you don't want to write in first person because it's weird. So, but you do need to be thinking about like, if I'm collecting information about this topic, what from this article is going to be helpful to me? The first sentence of your summary paragraph has kind of a specific purpose. You need to be including all of that information, all of this information that's on the screen. The good thing is you already have most of this information in your citation, so you should just be able to look at your citation and pull that information. You need to have the author, the title of the publication. This one's complicated because title of publication could be like, well, it was published on YouTube, so it's a YouTube video. It could be it was a National Geographic article, so the publisher's National Geographic. It could be the name of the website. If you don't know and you just cannot find a publication and you are confused, ask me. But I might tell you, like I do with a lot of citation things, if you can't find it, skip it. Citations are so frustrating because sometimes you just have to kind of skip the information because not all of it is available. You're also going to need the date. This is not the date you accessed it. It's the date that it was published. Again, not everything has that information, but if you do have it, it needs to be in the first sentence. And then the main idea. It seems like a lot, but the good thing is once you get the hang of adding all of this into one sentence, it gets really easy, kind of formulaic even, where you just write it out, you're done. and it helps you frame the rest of your summary paragraph. So let's do an example together. I took our article of the week from last week, and I found all of that information. It took me a minute, but if you already wrote the citation for it, which you should have unless you were exempt from that part, then you should already have all of this information. If you don't, it's on the screen. So I found the author, the title of publication, the date, and then my very brief, and it doesn't have to be a very detailed main idea because you're going to go into that in the rest of the paragraph. Just very brief main idea. He says in this article, history is important for us to study. He gives us a lot of reasons. I'm not going to go into the reasons here, though. Don't try to put it all in one paragraph and the first sentence. Here's kind of an example first sentence using that article of the week. I wrote, in his 1998 American Historical Association article, Why Study History, Peter Stearns provides many reasons to justify the importance of learning about our history. It's got all that information in it. If you are completely stuck on how to write a first sentence for your summary, what you can do is just take my sentence and replace all of the information about that article with stuff about your article. That's what I would do. So once you have that first sentence written, what you're going to do next is add a couple more sentences with your key details, and then you're going to be good to go. Like I said earlier, this can be a great place to look back at those annotations you did. So if I was doing one on this article of the week, I would go and look and see what I marked as the reasons that he gives for history to be important. What did I say in my annotations? What did I say was a key detail? Those are things that I'm going to add to my paragraph. So you're describing the main argument that the author is making or the main things they're covering. So in his, he covers history is important because it makes us good citizens, because it helps us make moral decisions, et cetera, et cetera. And those are things that I would include in my paragraph. So also important to think about citing specific examples to support ideas. So it's great for me to say all of those different things. It's also great if I can prove that I did read the article and that I do have ideas for which quotes that I want to use by writing that into my paragraph. So here I have an example one. So maybe after that first sentence, I move on to say, history shows us the real complexities individuals have faced in difficult settings, which is a quote directly from the text. So put quotation marks around it and then put my in-text citation. I already said who the author of the article was, and it's in my citation information, so I'm not worried about that. The only thing I would need to do for my in-text citation here is put page numbers. If your article doesn't have page numbers because like it's a website and websites don't have pages, don't put anything. I know it's so frustrating to try to write an in-text citation, but some things don't have page numbers. If there are page numbers listed, it is appropriate to put them though. Things that you don't want to do in your summary paragraph. Think about the length of it. Remember, this is one paragraph, so don't rewrite every piece of the article. The point of your summary paragraph is just to tell me what the main points are. Don't leave out any of the main points. If you think something's important, add it in, but don't add huge blocks of text from the article where you're citing like 4 sentences that he said, because ideally your summary paragraph isn't more than like 5 sentences. Make sure you're adding those specific examples though. Short ones, you don't have to quote the whole sentence. You can kind of weave the most important pieces in. Use specific quotes from the text and remember to cite those page numbers if they have page numbers. Also, something important to think about, this is not the time to share whether you agree or disagree with what the article says. I know you have feelings about what the articles say, and I hope you do, because that means that you're thinking about what you read. But don't say like, the author correctly asserts that, nope, we don't need to know whether you think it's right or not. Not yet. Hold off on that idea, because we will talk about kind of adding your opinion and commentary. But in your summary, you're trying to be as neutral as possible. So don't say like, I agree with the author in saying that history is important to study. Not the time. Just tell us why he thinks history is important to study. Okay? So practice this. And we're going to do the whole summary paragraph in class on Wednesday, Thursday, the end of the week. But for now, I just want you all to practice that first sentence thing, because like I just said, it has all those different parts. You have to have the author and the publication and the title and the date and the main idea. It's a lot. So what I'm going to ask you to do for your exit slip before we meet again for our next class, take one of those 3 sources that you already have for your annotated bibliography. If you didn't bookmark those for whatever reason, and like you don't remember what your sources were, email me as soon as possible and I will send you your information back because you did submit it to me. So open one of them, just one, you don't have to do all 3, and write the first sentence of the summary paragraph. So include the date, the author, all of that. Go back in the video and find that information. Make sure that you have all of those things and submit it. You don't have to write the full summary paragraph. You will be doing that in class at the end of the week, but for your exit slip, just that first sentence for one source, okay? If you are confused and you're like, I still don't really know what goes in the summary paragraph, don't worry, we're going to practice together. But if you have any specific questions or if you have questions about other class related stuff, as always, you can just email me. Let me know what's going on. We have office hours on Thursday this week. We don't have them on Tuesday because we're off school, but we do have them on Thursday. Or if you need to meet with us on Friday and talk about this, just let us know. Call us, email us, text us, whatever you got to do. Send a carrier pigeon. I think those are extinct or something. Anyway, I will see you all at the end of this week when we meet again.